Okay, we're starting a unit on polynomials, and we're going to start with polynomial operations. So basically what this says is, if you have two polynomials, let's say x plus 2, that's one of them, and let's say you have x plus 5. These are both binomials because they have two terms. See, one term, two terms. They're binomials. So polynomial just means more than one. So it could be two terms. It could be like x squared plus 3x plus 8. That's a trinomial, right? Because there are three terms. But all of these things are polynomials. What we could do with polynomial operations is we're going to actually treat these like we would numbers, kind of. So what polynomial operation says is that the same things we would do to numbers, we could do to polynomials. Okay, so we have x squared plus 3x plus 5. And then let's say we have x, oops, let me take away that plus sign. Let's say we have x plus 2. Now, we can add these two together. So addition. So addition and subtraction are pretty much going to be the same type of a thing. We're really just combining like terms. So if we have x squared plus 3x plus 5, and we're going to add x plus 2, so let's write that, x squared plus 3x plus 5, and we're adding x plus 2. This isn't something that you haven't seen. You can totally do this because you've been doing it for a while. Even if they didn't call it polynomial operations, you've still been doing this. All we do is we say, okay, well, this one has an x and this one has an x, so those two could be together. This x squared is kind of by itself, so it's just going to be by itself, x squared. Okay, we have 3x plus x. Well, that's 3 plus 1 is 4, so that's just 4x. And then our other like terms, we have a 5 and we have a 2. Those are just plain ordinary numbers. There aren't any x's attached. So we just treat them like plain ordinary numbers. So we say 5 plus 2, that's just 7. And that's our answer. So all this says is that you can take whatever polynomials you have, whatever x's and y's and letters and numbers and all of that, you can add them together just like you would any other number. Let's do one more. Let's say you have... let me think of a good one. Okay, let's say you have 4x to the 5th minus 2x cubed plus x plus 5. So that one's big and gnarly, but that's okay. And then let's say you have, let me put this one a different color. Let's say you have x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 2. And let's say we're supposed to add these two together. Let me put a plus in between them. Okay, well, this is no big deal. You're just going to pick out the things that have the same kind of an exponent. So we have an x cubed here and an x cubed here, so those are like terms. We have an x here and an x here. Those are like terms. And then we have a number here and a number here. Those are alike. So we're just going to rewrite everything and combine the ones that are alike. So 4x to the 5th doesn't have anything just like it, so we're just going to leave it all by itself. 4x to the 5th. We don't have any x to the 4th term, so that's okay. We'll just totally ignore that. Then we have negative 2x cubed plus x cubed. Well, negative 2 plus 1 is just negative 1, so we go minus x cubed. Because this is a 1, we don't have to write that. Let's see, so in the green one we don't have any x squared, but the pink one has an x squared, and it's minus 4x squared, so we're just going to keep it just like it is. Then we have 1x in the green and 1x in the pink, so x plus x is 2x. And then we have a 5 in the green and a 2 in the pink, so 5 plus 2 is 7. So that's our answer. That's all we're doing. We're just combining like terms. That's it. Subtraction, same thing. Let's do a subtraction one. Ooh. No, okay. Well, I was going to take these same numbers, but let's not. Let's make new numbers. Okay. So let's say you have 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus 5x minus 7. And then let's say, we'll do this one in blue instead. let's say we have negative 5x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x minus 8. Okay, so those are our two polynomials, and let's say we're supposed to subtract them. Okay, so we're going to treat this just like we did when we were adding. The only difference is this subtraction right here has to apply to everything. So what I usually do is I go ahead and distribute this. Let's take this and distribute it to everything, so I'm going to make this a positive. So okay, so negative times a negative, let's not make it a positive. That'll only confuse us. Okay, so this is a minus 5x cubed, so we're going to put plus 5x cubed. Minus a minus 2x squared gives us 2x squared. Minus 3x gives us minus 3x. And then minus a minus 8 gives us a plus 8. So now we're going to take this pink one and we're going to just combine it with our white one. So we have 3x cubed and 5x cubed. So 3 plus 5 is 8, so that's 8x cubed. We have 4x squared plus 2x squared, so that gives us plus 6x squared. We have 5x and a minus 3x. Well, 5 minus 3 is just 2, so that gives us plus 2x squared. And we have negative 7 plus 8. Well, negative 7 plus 8 is just 1, so we're going to have plus 1. So that's our answer, that whole big thing. So adding and subtracting, there's really you're not doing anything new at all. You're just combining like terms, that's all. So where it gets a little bit funny is when we start multiplying. Let me change colors here. Yay, we've got a chalkboard. Okay. We're going to multiply. Let's say if you had let's say you had x plus 2 times x plus 3. This you've totally done like a million times already. We've probably done this a million times just this semester. We're foiling. We have x times x gives us x squared. X times 3 gives us plus 3x. 2 times x gives us plus 2x. And then plus 2 times 3 is 6. We combine our like terms, which are these two. So this just gives us x squared plus 5x plus 6. That's no big deal. You already know how to do it, and you're just like, this is boring. Why is there a video? Okay, so that works with two binomials. But when you start getting into bigger numbers, so let's say you have x plus 2 times x squared plus 3x plus 1. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, only it can't really be called FOIL anymore, because FOIL listen to me, it's a good thing I don't teach English. FOIL stood for first, outer, inner, last, right? Because you did your first terms, your outer terms, your inner terms, and your last. Well, now we don't have just a first, outer, inner, last. We have these two over here, and they have to multiply times everything. So the x has to multiply times everything, and then the 2 has to multiply times everything. So it's like FOIL, but bigger. And you could totally do that. Now there's another trick that some people use, and they call it the box method. And when you get multiple things like this, it's actually kind of handy. So I actually kind of like the box method for these. And you've probably seen this before. So what this is okay, so we have an x plus 2, so we put an x, we put a 2. And then on this top one, and it doesn't matter if you have 3 across and 2 down, or 2 across and 3 down, we're just drawing a box. And all this box is going to do is just going to keep all of our terms straight. So we have x squared plus 3x plus 1. Notice they're all positive. If it had been like x squared plus 3x minus 1, I would have put a minus by the 1. But it's a plus, so we're good. Now you're just going to multiply. So we have x times x squared gives us x cubed. X times 3x gives us 3x squared. X times 1 gives us just x. Now we go down to our 2. Okay, so we have 2 times x squared gives us 2x squared. 3x times 2 gives us 6x. So this is a 6x. And then 2 times 1 just gives us a 2. Hooray! Now, we have all 6 of our terms. We just got to combine our like terms. So if you have it in descending order, like x squared, 3x plus 1 along the top, and then x, and then the 2 underneath it, what happens is the ones across from each other end up being your like terms. So if we rewrite this, so we have x cubed 2x squared plus 3x squared is 5x squared. 6x plus x is 6... Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. I almost tricked myself. Okay, 6x plus x, I almost put 6x squared. Obviously, that's not right, because we're adding, right? So this is just 6x plus 1x, so that's 7x. See how easy it is to make mistakes if you're not paying attention. And then we have a 2 left over. So then this is our answer. We have x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x plus 2. So all we did is we distributed. We just multiplied. It's like FOIL, but a little bit longer. And these are your polynomial operations.